In the tapestry of American society, certain threads are woven with tragedy, marked by violent incidents that leave indelible scars on communities. The stories of 5 individuals, Nicholas Cruz, Darrell Brooks, James Holmes, Peyton Gendron, and Audrey Hale, serve as reminders of the complexities surrounding violence, mental health, and societal responsibility. Nicholas Cruz, born on September 24, 1998, faced a tumultuous upbringing in Margate, Florida. Following the death of his adoptive father, he struggled with feelings of abandonment and anger, compounded by a history of bullying in school. Diagnosed with autism and ADHD, Cruz often felt alienated, a condition that went largely unnoticed by those around him.
Cruz was autistic. His mother, Linda, died last November 1st of complications from the flu. Her husband died of a heart attack in 2004. Forensic psychiatrist Keith Abloh.
We have to understand how losses register and how ill-equipped people without a full repertoire emotionally can be to deal with grief. Well, if you're not going to deal with grief, what does it turn into? It can turn into rage.
On February 14, 2018, Cruz walked into Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School armed with an AR-15 style rifle. Students were celebrating Valentine's Day, the hallways buzzing with excitement. At 2:19 p.m., Cruz opened fire, killing 17 people and injuring 17 others. Eyewitness accounts described a scene of utter chaos. Students barricaded themselves in classrooms, while others fled, desperate for safety. Cruz even made several videos of himself, revealing his plans.
Holy.
Oh my God!
React. Those who escaped the initial onslaught of gunfire ran for cover and reached out to...
Alright, so here's the plan. I'm gonna go take an Uber in the afternoon before 2:40. From there I'll go onto school campus, walk up the stairs. And is Stoneman Douglas in Parkland, Florida. It's gonna be a big...
The aftermath of the shooting was profound. Survivors and family members of victims organized vigils, sharing their stories and advocating for change. "We can't let their deaths be in vain," one parent stated. The tragedy ignited a national conversation about gun control and mental health resources, leading to movements like March for Our Lives. Cruz was arrested and later sentenced to life in prison without parole, highlighting the urgent need for systemic reform.
Hands. She was so cold. I remember that I touched her in the multiple areas where Alyssa was shot with my hands. All I wanted to do was to bring Alyssa back to life, but I couldn't protect her and I couldn't save her. You robbed Alyssa a lifetime of memories. Alyssa will never graduate from high school. Alyssa will never go to college. And Alyssa will never play soccer. She will never get married. And she will never have a baby.
Piece of shit, this bastard took the lives of 17 people. You have a right to defend him. You have no right to demean the people who lost.
What's going on? What's going on today, bro?
The demons, man.
Demons?
Voices.
Yeah, no problem.
Voices.
Voices and demons?
Where's the voices? What the Where the am I? Holy what happened?
Count 1 of the indictment, the murder in the first degree of Luke Hoyer. The court imposes a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Next, the festive atmosphere of a Christmas parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin, turned tragic on November 21, 2021. Darrell Brooks, born on February 21, 1992, had a criminal history marked by domestic violence and battery. Despite this, he was free on bail when he drove his red SUV into a crowd celebrating the holiday, killing 6 people and injuring over 60.
What the hell?
An annual holiday tradition becomes a day of terror.
Oh my God!
But the drama and twists of the case
What if it wasn't me driving? What if it was you?
don't end.
The man right now is having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful. He pounded his fist. Frankly, it makes me scared.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
It was one of those where I can still feel the winds from his vehicle as he passed me.
A red Ford SUV unexpectedly comes barreling down the parade route, striking multiple people.
Oh my God.
Witnesses recalled the horror of that day. It has been 60 years that this Christmas parade is going on, and suddenly we have an individual destroying every memory anyone is ever going to have of that event, one attendee described. I saw people being thrown into the air, children screaming, and parents rushing to protect their loved ones. Among the victims was an 8-year-old boy, Jackson Sparks, whose family was shattered by the loss. We should have been celebrating together, his mother said. Now, we're left with an empty chair at the table.
Almost 60 years that it's been going on, and then suddenly have an individual that and just destroying every memory anyone's ever going to have of that event.
Brooks was charged with multiple counts of intentional homicide. During the trial, emotional testimonies from victims' families highlighted the profound impact of his actions. One family member expressed, "You're a child killer, a woman killer. I cannot wait until somebody inflicts that harm on you. You should not be allowed to be a father to your children. I'm so glad that you are being kept from them."
This court is imposing a life sentence without the possibility or eligibility for extended supervision consecutive to one another. 1 life sentence for Virginia Sorensen. 1 life sentence for Leanna Owen. 1 life sentence for Tamara Durand. 1 life sentence for Jane Kulik. 1 life sentence for Bill Hospel. And 1 life sentence for Jackson Sparks.
You're a child killer, a woman killer. You should not be allowed to be a father to your children. I'm so glad that you are being kept from them.
In Aurora, Colorado, the midnight screening of The Dark Knight Rises on July 20th, 2012, was marked by a different kind of horror. James Holmes, born on December 13th, 1987, was a bright student whose mental health struggles went unnoticed. Isolated and increasingly unstable, he entered a packed theater wearing tactical gear, armed with an array of weapons. As the film played, he released tear gas and opened fire, killing 12 people and injuring over 70.
Personal life, he enjoys playing soccer and strategy games, and his dream is to own a Slurpee machine.
You see a promising scientific mind and glimpses of humor.
So I also incorporated it into a game. What better game than rock, paper, scissors?
And it is this James Holmes, so far from the flame-haired, dead-eyed alleged mass murderer, that people we spoke to today remember. He grew up comfortably in San Diego, his mom a nurse, his father a manager at a software company. According to his 5th grade teacher,
he was a top student. Everything that he did, he excelled in academically.
His high school friends say similar things.
survivors described the terrifying moments as chaos erupted. It felt surreal, one attendee recalled. We were just there to enjoy a movie, and then we were running for our lives. Holmes was arrested shortly after the shooting, his defense claiming he was insane at the time of the attack. Testimonies during the trial revealed a troubled mind, grappling with deep-seated issues that led him down a violent path.
I'm not gonna die in here. Me and my kids, we are not going to die in here. I need to get them out.
At that point, he takes his gun and he walks a little further, takes a couple steps, and he points it at me. At that point, he has a rifle in my face.
There was a moment where my daughter tripped and I just pulled her up and I was just dragging her and I was just thinking we just gotta get out. I just gotta get out the doors, and even if I just fall dead, just get my kids out of here. It was just...
It's after the rampage started, but it was chaos.
What's happening? Oh my God.
I've got a child victim. I need rescue at the back door of Theater 9 now.
Yelling fire in a crowded theater may be enough to cause a stampede.
Holmes's mother, in an emotional interview, reflected on her son's struggles, emphasizing the need for mental health awareness. "We wish that July 20th, 2020 never happened," she said. "He is not a monster, as a human being gripped by a severe mental illness." Ultimately, Holmes was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, prompting discussions about the responsibilities of families, universities, and society to identify and support those in distress.
Wish that July 20th, 2012 never happened. In a letter to prosecutors, Robert and Arlene Holmes show the anguish of devoted parents who are essentially begging for their son's life as his trial date approaches. "We do not know how many victims of the theater shooting would like to see our son killed, but we are aware of people's sentiments. He's not a monster. He is a human being gripped by a severe mental illness."
Every single day of the rest of his life in prison, and that he be imprisoned without the possibility of parole.
On May 14, 2022, Peyton Gendron, born on June 20th, 2003, perpetrated a racially motivated attack at Tops Friendly Market in Buffalo, New York. Influenced by extremist ideologies, Gendron killed 10 people and injured 3 others. The attack took place in a predominantly black neighborhood, sending shockwaves through the community.
I seen the guy go in, army style, bent over, just shooting at people, and I heard him shooting at people, and then I saw 3 people laying down.
Officials say that Peyton Gendron, a white 18-year-old man, was wearing body armor and military-style clothing when he pulled up yesterday at the Tops Friendly Market and began shooting. He picked that spot specifically for its demographics, according to officials. They say he drove for more than 200 miles away to carry out the attack in an area that had a significant black population.
This was not just an act of violence. It was an act of hate, a community leader stated. Gendron had posted a manifesto online outlining his disturbing beliefs and intentions. Witnesses described the scene as devastating, with families and friends gathered to shop, suddenly thrust into a nightmare. "I have never been afraid to be here, but I am now," one survivor lamented.
10 people shot dead and 3 more injured after a gunman opened fire at a Tops Friendly supermarket in a predominantly black neighborhood.
This is the worst nightmare that any community can face.
One's gun secure. One suspect is in custody.
I'm asking them to take responsibility for monitoring the hate speech and the calculated plans that are right there in plain view. Help work with us with your responsibility as the individuals who profit from these platforms.
I frequent this store all the time. I've never been afraid to be here. I am now. I am now.
In the wake of the attack, the Buffalo community united in mourning, holding vigils and demanding change. Advocates called for stronger measures against hate crimes and better education on racial tolerance. Gendron briefly apologized to the victims, saying, "I did a terrible thing that day. I shot and killed people because they were black." He faced multiple charges, including first-degree murder, and discussions surrounding the rise of white supremacy intensified, reflecting a broader societal issue.
"I'm very sorry."
Afterward, the shooter briefly apologizing.
"I did a terrible thing that day. I shot and killed people because they were black."
There is no place for you or your ignorant,
hateful, and evil ideologies in a civilized society. There can be no mercy for you, no understanding, no second chances. The damage you have caused is too great, and the people you have hurt are too valuable to this community. You will never see the light of day as a free man ever again. It is the judgment of this court for your conviction under the first count of the indictment, a domestic act of terrorism motivated by hate in the first degree, an A1 felony, that you be sentenced to life imprisonment without parole.
Lastly, the events at the Covenant School in Nashville on March 27, 2023, shook the community to its core. Audrey Hale, a former student, entered the school armed and opened fire, killing 6 individuals, including 3 children. National Police Chief told media that Audrey had some sort of grudge against the school.
A 5-officer team went straight to the gunfire on the 2nd floor here at Covenant School and killed the intruder, who was armed with an AR-style rifle, an assault-style pistol, and a handgun. At least 2 of them legally obtained, according to authorities. Even though it appears to have been a rapid police response, 3 adults and 3 children were killed before officers could end the incident. The children, a pair of 9-year-olds and 1 child turning
school at about 9:53 a.m. At 10:10 a.m., video shows the shooter entering the school after firing at the glass of 2 double doors. 3 minutes later, the first 911 call came in to dispatch. By 10:24 a.m., first responders were on the scene. Minutes later, officers Rex Engelbert and Michael Colazzo opened fire.
Hale created a hand-drawn blueprint of her plans, mentioning that she designed it almost like a cartoon character, even including details about the clothes she would wear. Having previously attended a local art college in Nashville, a moment from her graduation ceremony was featured in a promotional video for the school. In a 2022 interview at an art showcase, she spoke about her growth as an artist and the development of her creative talents. Yet, in a matter of months, this emerging artist transformed into a cold-blooded killer, leading to the tragic deaths of 6 people, including her own. Hale was ultimately shot and killed by 2 officers.
And drawn blueprint of her plans, adding that she, quote, had drawn it up almost like a cartoon character, even down to the clothes she would wear. Hale had previously attended a local art college in Nashville, and this moment where she happily accepted her diploma was used in a promotional video for the school. She even once spoke about her growth as an artist in an interview at an art showcase in 2022.
It's been hard, but it's also been an amazing experience when it comes to developing my creative talents and growing as an artist.
Now that burgeoning artist would somehow turn into a cold-blooded killer in just a matter of months, ending with the senseless killings of 6 people and the loss of Hale.
Hale, who had struggled with mental health issues, left the community grappling with questions about support and intervention. Reports revealed that Hale had faced significant challenges with identity and mental well-being, raising concerns about how society addresses mental health. The school, once a place of learning, became a site of tragedy, prompting renewed discussions about school safety and mental health resources.